Oh, yeah. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome one, welcome all. It is the NFC North Talk with your host, Russell Wayne. I do want to acknowledge something before I do anything right here is that we never forget. This is 9/11 right here. And the one of the reasons that we get to do what we get to do right here and sit on our ass, talk about football right here is sacrifices that other people have made. So we never will forget. And that's the way that I wanted to open up the show. So welcome one, welcome all, but we do have football that we do have to get to right here. We are broadcasting live into Detroit Lions Villain Squad right here. If you're a Lion fan, we would sure love for you to give us a follow at the Detroit Lions Villain Squad. If you're a Bear fan and you're not in witness protection after that beat down that you took yesterday, then you want to go follow Mike the Bear fan. And if you're a Packer fan, you're feeling pretty good. All you need is love. Love is all you need. That might be all you need right there. In the Detroit Lions news, thank you so much for allowing us to broadcast into your spot. And welcome to the program right now, the Emmy-nominated Main Event Mike.
Hello,
There
Russ.
he is.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you feeling today?
I feel good, man. I feel real good.
I see you're wearing them Bear colors. You feel really bad for them. I understand. You're trying to, hype them up a little bit. I mean, how? Oh, the Bears.
But they are who we thought they were.
But
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, I got that in there for you. How you feeling this morning? Let's go. Give me your first thoughts.
First thoughts, Russ, is I didn't get to watch the games. I was busy. You were with me for part of the day, and that extended long. So we're shooting the show, and I didn't get to watch it, but I watched the highlights. I read all the box scores, and I've mainly read all the comments in our groups. And it sounds like Justin Fields still doesn't know how to throw the ball.
Yeah, it really did look that way. And, and the thing is like you get scared with all the ability of being able to run the football. And then when you get into real game situation and then you realize that it's just like at the end of a game that you're just not going to be able to depend on him to do that. They're going to be able to box him around and then he gets in this happy, I'm Justin Fields, I have to do everything for the team. And then he runs out, someone pops the ball out of his hand and easy turnover. And then he did get some stats at the end when he was playing against the dishwashers of the Green Bay Packers at the end of the game, So
I was going to say same old Bears, but SOB's already been taken for a different word.
SOB, man. Just those Bears, just a bunch of SOBs, right? Bunch of same old Bears. Jason says roll it. Jason, I love that you get so excited in the morning for us to roll this thing while I'm trying to invite everybody. And that's why it does take a minute in the morning, when I'm rolling it and you're listening to all that lame elevator music that I have going on before. I'm just inviting people to it. So when you see the countdown and stuff, I mean, just go to the video, like the video. If you're watching a video right now, you're on a platform, like that video from that platform, whether you're on Detroit Lions News, the Villain Squad, Mike the Bear fan, like the program, because that helps us. I'm not going to be out here begging for sponsorships or anything like that, but just, like the program if you like football talk. And that's what we're doing. And then grab a sandwich.
And when you're done with the sandwich, you come back in the intro will be over, and it'll be Russ Wayne giving you real football talk.
And then here's the other thing is this is an NFC North show, right? We're here live every morning at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Put what team you represent in the comments. Don't assume that we know who you're talking about when you're like, yeah, did you see that one run where he went around the side? Like, let me know what team it is so I can help you. Help me help you, right?
Good
morning, Chad.
I was 3-0 in my predictions for this weekend's division games. I had the Packers winning going away. I made some comments about them having a good secondary. I'm catching a lot of hell for that, but that's okay. I picked the Pack to win going away. I also picked the Creamsicle Pirates to upset the Vikings, and I picked the Lions to beat the Chiefs. So I was 3-0 in the division this week. I feel good about it. I wish I'd have put some money on it.
Man, these guys are going at each other right there. Has your take on the North changed after week 1? Thank you for actually asking a question, Joe Williams, because we really love to feed off of what you guys think. So you want to take that one first, Mike?
Yeah, it's exactly as we've been calling it, and we called it for the end of the year. We think it'll finish just like this, with the Pack and the Lions fighting it out for first place, and the Bears and the Vikings fighting it out for last place. That's what we called before the draft. We called that. When we saw Quezzy was having a fire sale for his team, then we knew on the defensive side of the ball, especially, these guys are not going to be good. And from the highlights I saw, it looked terrible. I'm sorry I didn't get to watch the whole game and catch all the nuances and be able to comment on some of the things that aren't in the highlight reel. But from what you were telling me, from what even these Viking fans are saying, the secondary looked particularly bad against the Bucs.
Yeah, and that's just it. It was like you guys counted this as an easy W, and we will start there first. I know the comments are rolling in on this, but these Vikings, you guys were supposed to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? But the Tampa Baker Mayfields came through 21 for 34, 173 yards and 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions right there. You got Mayfielded. Vikings, you did put up some stats. Kirk Cousins, 33 of 44, 344, 2 touchdowns and an interception, but a costly interception, obviously, because Alexander Madison, you guys missing Dalvin Cook much right there. 11 carries, 34 yards, 3.1 yards a carry.
Looks bad. 40-some yards rushing the ball, Russ?
It looks bad. It looks bad. If you're a Viking fan.
Home.
Yeah. Yep. You did that right in front of your own fan base, but don't hate me. Don't hate me. I don't think we have any Viking fans that are watching, so we can kind of run them in the mud right here.
Yeah. If there's a Viking fan, put Skull in the comments.
Yeah.
Which brings us to our Skull acronym of the day, Russ. And today it is Skull, Shining Knights of Losing.
Wow. Thank you for, man. I know I send you a suggestion every now and then. It's nice. I feel like I got featured on like the main stage. You know what I'm saying? It feels good, but yeah, it doesn't feel good if you're a Viking fan. I mean, don't get mad at me. Get mad at your general manager, because he's making dumb, boneheaded moves, and it's starting to cost your franchise. You're really wishing that Rick Spielman was still there. You know, all the guys that you got rid of, that you dumped, that you thought were, well, I just dumped them, whatever. Those were Rick Spielman guys. So I don't know. Jason says that Brian Poles is a genius. Spent all that money in free agency to get ripped versus the Pack. Wait until we are 70 million over the cap next season. It's a great point.
You like that?
That's a great point.
I agree. Wait till next season.
Now, as it comes to, the Jordan Love, I mean, he kind of got to give him his flowers. I did say that. I was written in there. I got to give him his flowers. 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He did the job. He did the job as a QB. And like I said, I'd love to see him get tested. I want to see him get tested because he was completely protected in that game. The Green Bay Packers offensive line did a very good job at protecting Jordan Love, and Aaron Jones had a fantastic day. He averaged 43 yards a catch, Mike.
Right.
So, I mean, that's exactly what you wanted to see. That's exactly what we thought we would see. We thought that Green Bay would dominate both sides of the offensive and defensive line. That's exactly what they did. They didn't really have to test Jordan Love that much. I mean, if you can throw for just over 50% of your passes, you know, and not complete very many of your passes and still come out as efficient of numbers that he had, then yeah, your offensive line's doing a good job. And Green Bay is to be reckoned with. That defense seems to be legit. So that's all I got to say about that.
Week 4 is going to be very interesting. Lions Packers week 4. It's going to be, it's going to be interesting to see. What is it? 720 days since the Packers have beaten the Lions, or is 721? I'm losing count.
Yeah, it's 721 days since the Packers have beaten the Lions. So as of right now, I think that the Lions are the kings of the jungle after knocking off the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs in their own house.
Bill the Packer fan made a good point that even though the records are identical, division wins is what separates the division winner at the end. So technically, the Packers are in first place.
Technically, yes, they are in first place. They have one up on the
Bear
division.
Down Mike. Oh, boy. Bring that Bear Down Mike comment. Oh, he's got a response for the other guy. It's Ryan Poles, first of all. And, yes, we had all this time to get the O-line right. We couldn't find our way out of a wet paper bag. Funny thing is, Jordan didn't even carve us up. His guys were wide open. Yeah, that's a good call, Mike. That, from what I saw, that looks to be very true. And by reading the box score, it looked like it was the Aaron Jones show to me. I mean, they took a page from the Justin Fields preseason book and dumped it off to him, and he took it to the house, right?
9 carries for 41 yards. That's over 4.5 yards a carry with a touchdown on the receiving end. He had 2 catches for 86 yards and a touchdown. So, yeah, Aaron Jones, I think that you said that the ownership card went over to Jordan Love. I don't think it went to Jordan Love. I think Aaron Jones and Aaron Rodgers did a back deal in the back room right there, and ownership went to one said Aaron Jones, Ron Jones tore it up, and the Bears.
But they are who we thought they were.
You are who we thought you were. I mean,
but they are who we thought they were.
Listen to Denny. He knows what he's talking about right there.
Rest in
peace. Justin Fields gets 24.
Rest in peace, Justin Fields.
Rest in peace, Justin Fields.
He's not dead, but his career is. Oh!
So there we are, 9 carries, 59 yards. So for the running back, Justin Fields, he was able to, average 6.6 yards a carry, which is pretty good for a running back. And 24 for 37, 216 yards. Most of those yards came in garbage time when Green Bay asked if there were any dishwashers and cab drivers that actually wanted to get in an NFL game. So they let him suit up, and he was able to get a couple stats at the end, but it was just not good. I watched the game, and I watched when it got to any type of pressure moment with Justin Fields and they applied any pressure, he immediately thought he had to do everything, got the ball punched out, turnover fashion when the going got tough. Justin Fields got some turnovers. So that's the way that I saw that.
But they are who we thought they were.
And that's the way that it is when it comes with the Bears and when it comes with the Vikings.
But they are who we thought they were.
They are who we thought they were, because you have no defense. And even though Justin Jefferson, your only player, is going to be able to put up some stats for you and be able to keep you in some games, you ain't going to be able to stop nobody, because Tampa Baker Mayfield carved you up. Oh, boy.
You like that? You like that? You like that? You like that? You like that?
And now, if you wanted to know what my take was on the North, it did change, because I actually thought that there would be a fight for third place between the Packers and the Bears. And the Bears,
but they are who we thought they were.
I actually thought you were going to be better than that, Bears. You disappointed me.
Are you finally giving up on your Buckeye homie, Justin Fields?
I am. It is not good. He's a playmaker that won't be able to beat good teams. You may be able to throw up a couple highlight reels this year. I'm sure he will, because he's an athlete. He is exciting to watch with the ball in his hand. But the thing is, when it comes down and you got full teams that are bearing down on you, pun intended, then you fold under the pressure. You ain't going to be able to beat good teams. You ain't going to be able to beat good teams that put spies on you and are able to cover your receivers one-on-one. Sorry. Barry, go Pack, go. Ain't no hype in the win. We won. Who cares? Okay, who cares? Man, Barry, you got to fan up, man. I mean, can you admit that you were wrong about about Jordan Love? Has Jordan Love done enough for you? I mean,
is Woody going to admit that he was right about Justin Fields?
It's because when you're looking at Jordan Love, 15 of 27, 245, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I mean, the only hole that you can poke in that is you want to see him complete more of his passes. You want to see him take more shots downfield, all that. But the thing was, Bears, you were so trash that you didn't make him do that. You got to stop the run first. And if you don't stop the run, you ain't ever going to get to Justin Fields or get to Jordan Love. So don't worry about it.
I see that Roschon Johnson rushed for 4 yards a carry. We predicted that kid would take over by midseason as a starting back. He's on his way to that. Yeah,
I mean, if there is a silver lining inside of that, Ryan Poles has brought you some guys. Bear down Mike. Making up lies and still crying over that ass whooping.
You like that?
I know that's someone's shadow account because no one has a name like that, I don't think.
It's lifeless
Can you please try to pronounce that name for me?
Infernal Bloods. X lifeless X. Infernal Blood. That sounds hardcore, dude. That sounds like that's like a infernal.
Did you say infernal? I don't think that's a word.
Infernal Bloods.
Infernal is not a word.
Infernal?
I don't think that's a word.
It's not like on fire or something like that.
No, or like an inferno would be infernal. Okay, maybe. Yep, somebody will have to Google that and put that in the comments if that's a real word, infernal.
What's everyone's thoughts on the home opener? Oh, okay. We're into the next week, right?
Going forward. Who had a tough loss at home against the Rams, 30-13. They get the Seahawks got smoked.
You like that?
With no Cooper Kupp, they got smoked. I guess Matthew Stafford.
They are who we thought they were.
34 yards and looked great. What a shocker. I mean, week 1 always brings some upsets and some shockers. The Lions beating the Chiefs, of course, probably the biggest. And then some, the Bucs beating the Vikings. And then, of course, I think the biggest upset of the week's got to be Seattle at home, a very hard place to play. The Rams went in there and did it. The Rams and the Buccaneers predicted to be 2 of the worst teams in the league this year with upsets against playoff teams big time in week 1.
Playoffs.
A lot of the unders hit, but there were a lot of points scored in some games as well. San Diego and Miami, a shootout over there. Tua had almost 500 yards passing. Unbelievable.
Playoffs?
Yeah, a couple of playoff teams. It's really funny how these things really shake out. Last year, the Minnesota Vikings won 11 of those games. They were 11-0 in those close games. And lo and behold, the very first game they get into, that's a close game. Captain Kirk can't get it done. And now y'all want to run Captain Kirk out of town.
You like that?
And you think like it's his fault. But when you got Baker Mayfield out there looking like Tom Brady, I mean, maybe you should point the dirty end of the finger maybe to Blitzy Flores. Maybe Flores wasn't as good of a hire as you thought it was, or it's taken him a minute to get it together.
I kind of went on a rant there, Russ, and deviated from John's original question. What do we think about this Seattle and Detroit, the home opener for the Lions? Originally, we had, Lions going to win this game. It's a revenge game. I bet they've got this one circled on their calendar. I thought the Seahawks were going to come in 1-0 after beating the Rams, but now they're going to come in 0-1, and we're 1-0. So things are kind of flip-flop from what we thought it might be. Does that change it is the thing we've got to ask ourselves. Is Pete Carroll going to have these guys, after getting their butts whipped by the Rams, are they going to have them ready to play against the Lions and up for the challenge? Are the Lions counting on the revenge factor so much that, I mean, they're going to overplay the game and not really be in it? I mean, it's going to be so interesting. I still think the Lions win this game and start 2-0.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that, you know, going through the off season, and there was a lot of talk about, you're wondering, I mean, Geno's been in the league for a little while, you know, and it's not like he hasn't had a chance to bust out and be a starting quarterback before. He had a good year. So a lot of people were thinking, man, is he going to come back down to earth a little bit, maybe? And I think that's what you saw. I mean, I think that he played way above his pay grade last year, and, you know, was touted as one of the better quarterbacks, but he snuck up on a lot of people. And it's amazing what defensive coordinators can do with a little bit of tape and, you know, and game planning, and they're able to just stop people. And
I'm so confident in the Lions offense. I feel like we can score on anyone. What's really going to be the teller in that game is going to be, can the Lions defense shut down that Seahawks offense, which has a lot of weapons, a lot of firepower. Now, in the Rams game, I heard they did get nicked up on the offensive line. Like 2 offensive tackles went down in the game. So if their offensive line is hurting, that's really going to bode well for the defense. They'll be able to get some pressure on Geno and allow those corners and see safeties to not cover so long as they did last year.
And I wanted to add to that, which was that the Lions just went up against one of the better offensive lines in the league, and by the end of that game, they were dominating that game. And I'm expecting that when Hutchinson goes up against average and ordinary dudes, that it's going to be ugly this year. And I think that's what's going to happen this coming week, because and we can talk about this too, which if it wasn't for the referees allowing their left tackle or their right tackle to line up in the backfield and jump false start on 50% of the plays, Hutchinson probably would have had 4 or 5 sacks against Mahomes, against a really good tackle. So what are your thoughts on this, man? Like, I mean, the Lions, I only bring this up because we won the game, because I'm not going to point at this type of stuff in losses, because you got to overcome refs, you got to overcome injuries, you got to overcome all that bullshit. But they did win the game, so I want to talk about it. I want to talk about these refs missing these false starts. Did you freeze up?
No. Oh, you want to talk? You want me to talk about it?
Yeah, I want you to talk about it, man. We had talked about it.
You said 5 sacks. I think that's a bit of a stretch, but certainly 2 sacks I think Aiden Hutchinson would have had in that game. Juwan Taylor, the right tackle, lined up like an H-back. I mean, the announcers were calling it. Everybody was calling it except the refs. And it really is puzzling how you can go a whole game with that. Now, you made a great point that maybe the Lions weren't bitching about it because it was tipping them off that it was a pass play. But I wonder if it was a subliminal thing or if it was an intentional thing. I mean, if I'm the right tackle, I know this 6'8" monster's coming at me full speed on every play. Maybe I'm trying to get a little bit of an edge, a little bit of leverage against him, so I'm backing up a smidge. But, man, when you look on a tape, it is egregious how badly he's lined up. And one thing no one's talking about is on the other side of the line, Charles Harris was bringing it, and he was getting held on almost every play by Donovan Smith. So certainly I don't expect to see a repeat of that. And if that Lions defense can keep up with the effort that they gave, especially the defensive line, I think we're going to be really good the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's get into some of these comments right here. Chad says a top 5 defense last year, and they are improved. This is the Bears that we're talking about here. That in first place with that bear skinning. I got so many comments in here. There's no way I'm going to be able to get to all of them. I'm sure there's a couple of fights in here. Let's see here. Jason says that big market team like Chicago Bears constantly throwing out hype, smoke screen, embarrassing. Maybe Arlington Heights or Naperville can bolster your chances.
Yeah, Naperville. That is
Naperville.
actually the two places where they're talking about building the new stadium for the Chicago Bears is what he's going with there. And I love how he says big market team because, like, the Green Bay Packers are not a big market team, right? So, are you an owner, Jason? Are you an actual team owner? I didn't know. I was talking to a team owner. Will you be at the meetings in October?
Yeah, John says that Detroit Lions talk chief was at full strength like the Lions was. Okay, I'm not sure where he's going there. I think what they try to do is they try to undersell the victory because they were missing players. I see that the Lions and Packers are both 3-0 going into week 4. That's quite possible because I was just talking with Bill, the Packer fan, this morning, and knowing that they're going in and they're going to be playing. They're playing the Atlanta Falcons this week, and a lot of people will look at that as a W when you're looking at that.
Okay, we called it at the beginning of the year. The Packers have a soft opening schedule. It gets real hard for them on the back end, though.
Right, and I think it is going to be. I think the marquee matchup. I'm going to be counting these days. 721 days since the Packers have beaten the Lions. So, I mean, if Jordan Love's going to, be this next burn, well, he's going to have to come and prove it, guys. You're going to have to prove it before you talk all that smack. You ain't won a game in almost 2 years.
The Packers, the scheduler makers were very kind to the Packers. Give them Chicago and Atlanta out of the gate. And then when they do have to play Detroit for the first time, it's in Lambeau in week 4. When was the last time we played at Lambeau in week 4? It's usually at the end of the year we have to go to Lambeau.
John says the Lions offense is garbage. Okay.
Right. Okay, John.
Yep. For the season. All right, let's see. Is Decker going to play? I don't know. He's got 10 days to get ready. Decker will play. Don't worry. Said the Single Moms Club. Oh, man. John's just okay. I'm looking. Yeah, John's just agging these people on in here.
Welcome to the show, Single Dads Club. I was formerly a single dad myself, so I feel your pain.
Yeah. So, I mean, we got some good arguments going on right there in the comments, and we had a football. This is a football Monday here on NFC North Talk.
Right. We got the show tonight, and I got to jump off. Can I plug the show?
Yes, go ahead, plug the show.
All right. It is NFC North Open Mic every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. This is no exception. It's week 1 of the season on the Open Mic night. We expect the trash talk to be thick. All 4 fan bases will be in tonight. And if one fan base is missing, well, then they're going to get it extra hard. NFC North Open Mic, 7 p.m. tonight. Join us. God bless you.
Boom. There it is. That's main event Mike right there. That's right, him pictured with the cool sunglasses right there. And we got our trash talking tonight, 7 p.m. on the Eastern time. And come in, talk a little trash. If we can't get any of these Bear fans or Viking fans in, they went into witness protection. And I'm assuming that, but let's see if we can't get some people in here and have a conversation. Mike jumping off early a little bit, so that gives me a little bit of time to have a conversation with you. I'll go ahead, throw the comment in there, and we'll talk a little bit of football right there. And I wanted to get everybody to go over to our YouTube channel, the Main Event 365, and I'll throw the link in there in a little bit, but there we go. I got somebody. John Dorn is going to have a conversation with me. Here we go. What's going on, man?
What's happening?
I'm digging it, man. First, finally, we got real football, and you know what? I'm gonna give you your flowers, okay? Jordan Love, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He really took it to the Bears. It was just.
But they are who we thought they were.
Just watching the Bears be who we all thought that they were, and that's what it is, man. I almost felt bad for him, because I was thinking that the game might have been a little bit closer than it was, but it is what it is.
I don't know. They got to give up on that Justin Fields. I think they better put in their backup. I'm serious. He's just horrible. I mean, he just that pick 6. He stared at his receiver right down. I mean, Quay Walker read it. I mean, just jumped it and caught that and ran it in for his. Well, he did a couple trick plays. He bounced off that one dude and then came through and then ran in for a touchdown. But I mean, he looked at it. I mean, Justin just looks. He's not NFL quarterback ready. He's not. Even, I don't think he'll ever be.
Yeah, he was when he was running out of the pocket, trying to make a play when he was trying to come back, and then he fumbled the football. I just had reminders of when they played us, and it was the same type of thing. They get into the button the heads where it's a close game, and then he usually messes up in those moments right there. But I got Bear Down Mike, man. I got to give you some credit, man. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, I like that. Savage. He actually played good. You guys gave a shit about our safeties. Actually, our safeties played pretty darn good that game.
Welcome to the program, Chad. And welcome to the program, Rob. I love it.
How's it going, Chad? How's it going, Bear Down Mike?
Hey, John.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
So, I mean, I think that we can go around the horn right here, and I guess we'll start with we're talking Bears versus. I mean, well, you've already said some stuff right there. I want to get what Bear Down Mike. What are your first thoughts on this loss that you guys just suffered?
This is a game we planned whole off season. We knew we were playing. Poles had time to get that O-line right. The defense was whatever the hell. We didn't blitz once. We sacked Jordan Love one time. The offense, I don't know I felt like we had Matt Nagy calling the plays again. I mean, 3rd and 2, we take Cole Kmet under center. That's not faking out anybody.
Right.
And then you go for a QB sneak, and it still didn't work. But oh my God, I was ready to fire everybody at the second half. But
yeah,
they didn't play around his strengths. The one QB run, he ran to his own guys. That one interception, yeah, that is completely on Justin because Quay Walker didn't fucking have to move.
But here's the thing with Justin. I mean, do you really believe they didn't call the game around him, or he's just not a good thrower, man. Like
they don't trust him. You can see it.
They didn't play. He threw one 20-yard pass or over 20-yard pass to Arnell Mooney for a touchdown. We didn't do anything. We didn't throw anything downfield. It was all screen passes and check downs. They didn't play to his strengths. They didn't. We had one bootleg, and what happens? He runs right into the defender. Somebody missed a block there. So the whole line was terrible. The defense couldn't get a stop. There was no pressure on Jordan. I mean,
so are you done? Are you done with Justin Fields at this point? Are you still giving him the leash? Is it on there? Is it getting tighter? What is your thoughts there?
I'm still going to let him play. If I was running, I'm going to play to his strengths. I'm not giving up on him. About midway, week 7 or 8, if he does not improve, done. I'm putting.
Okay, so you're giving him like six more weeks. If it doesn't improve on that, you're about ready. I have another Bear fan in here. Rashnish, welcome to the program.
Good.
So, I definitely want to get your thoughts. For one, I appreciate you coming on to a smack talking platform after a loss, because that does show that you actually support your team. So I appreciate you. So, what are your thoughts?
Oh man, we just got out coached, man. The scheme was just terrible. Ain't nobody gonna survive in that.
Yeah.
So
it is damn, how to say it. It's just, if one thing is broken, everything's not gonna work.
So to you, is it more on Justin Fields, or is it more on the coaching? So you're more on the coaching side of that.
Yeah, it's a head coach, man. The scheme was not it. And when you lack, like say the offensive line was bad, and you can drop those guys in coverage. And another thing too, they DBs was just real physical, and they pretty much knew the plays. They just played big boy football.
So basically, it's the same shit as last year. You guys are bitching about the same shit: the offensive line, the coaching, and everything else, but not Justin Fields.
Well, let's hear what you would say.
See the thing with Justin Fields. Say, look, he went what he missed 13 passes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he didn't play a bad game. No, he didn't play a great game. He just basically took whatever they came to him. And I mean, like I always say, he couldn't turn shit into gold. You know,
what Bears need to do is demolish that offense. I mean, from coaching to the new quarterback, new offensive line, everything, scratch everything. You guys are pretty much good for this year, but I'll tank. I would be tanking.
I watched the whole game, man. The Bears got manhandled in the trenches the whole game. There's no denying it. Green Bay brought it to the Bears in the trenches, and they made you guys suspect. They showed your weaknesses, and that's what I thought.
That's exactly what happened. They played big boy football. It just is what it is. They played big boy football.
Welcome to the program, Jason, man. I want you to give me your first thoughts on this. I guess it would be a Green Bay Packer W. Preferably with the volume on. That would be awesome.
Jason, you're muted.
With word like loudness and like a broadcast from deep within. Can you turn your unmute yourself? Basically, yeah, that would work. No,
or use sign language.
No, I don't do sign language.
You're muted, dude.
He's trying to figure out technology here. Give him some time.
But they are who we thought they were.
We'll let Denny get in there. All right. Okay.
You know, the tempo, the play that set the whole thing for me was the whole trying to gain 1 yard in 2 plays. The defense stopped Chicago when they went for it. I thought that was the crucial moment of that game. Like, that was the statement. Just for 1 yard. 2 times they had a chance to get a yard to convert that first down. The defense was just amazing.
Yep, and like Rashnish alluded to a little bit earlier, it comes down to big boy ball, right? They got dominated on the line of scrimmage, and when you need a yard, that's where your big boys come in. You want to get behind one of your big boys.
Not give it to the damn tight end on the center. Man, that's Mickey Mouse shit. That's Mickey Mouse shit.
That's a Matt Nagy call.
Man, and then another thing, we got down to the red zone. He ran 3 straight plays. Run the fucking ball in there.
Yep, you want to dominate that line of scrimmage. You wanted to play big boy ball, but that's the thing, is maybe that's why they weren't doing it, because Green Bay was manhandling that offensive line, especially, and the defensive line was definitely manhandling that offensive line.
We had 25 pressures. We had 25 pressures and 4 sacks. They had 1 sack and 2 pressures.
Yeah,
and you can when
you don't call any blitz on the quarterback, you're not going to get anything. And zone coverage, some man-to-man on 3rd and 14, and he throws it to was it Jaden Reed, wide fucking open? Like, come on. I'm sorry for the
Yeah,
cussing.
I don't know what the hell the DBs was on. It was some miscommunication. I don't know what the tight end was open. The Aaron,
That was
it was
zone
Jones
coverage.
was. I don't fucking know.
What about when Musgrave was wide open?
That was blown
Yeah,
coverage.
pretty much Jordan
Wow.
loves it. Eddie Jackson getting shook by 87 for the touchdown. I don't know what the fuck going on, man. It's just I don't know if it's communication or what it is.
But don't you? I mean, if you look at Jordan Love, how he ran that offense, he was. I mean, he actually played pretty damn good.
I ain't gonna tell you, man. I'm gonna keep real. Jordan Love, he just made plays that was supposed to be made because we fucked up. It ain't like he just went out there and just bust our ass.
He put 31 points on your ass.
He played all right. He played what he was supposed to do, not lose the game.
Put
That's how
31
he
points on your ass, and then our defense put another fucking 7 on your ass.
But he did.
Man, let's keep it real, man. Jordan Love is just like he was throwing
He
some
picked your
awesome
fucking defense apart.
No, he
Man, they didn't take it apart, man. It was miscommunication.
Man,
All right,
dude,
That's not taking it apart.
spent all that fucking money on
That's taking
that
advantage of what he's supposed to do. That's taking advantage of what he's supposed to do.
Hold up. Let's look at this.
Your linebackers were crap. You spent all that money on linebackers. What the fuck did they do? Where were they? One good play. That's about it.
Jordan Love was 15 to 27 for 245 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. The only thing that you could really pick in that is you want to see him complete more of his passes, but he did. I mean, he did what he was asked.
Man, he took the layup. He took the layups that was given to him by the defense. Defense fucked up. It was man. You football quarterback could have made
like a smart quarterback. Okay,
Say
when
what?
there was nothing there, Jordan Love threw the ball away like a smart quarterback.
Right. He didn't. He wasn't.
Basically, Justin Fields and Jordan Love had pretty much almost the same. They just had more touchdowns, and the Green Bay didn't fuck up on defense like our defense did. Jordan Love really didn't do shit. He just didn't fuck up. That's
Justin Fields, most of his goddamn yards in the back 4 corners was against their second and third stringers.
That's part of it, though. Not messing up is part of playing quarterback because most quarterbacks mess up. So if you can just get a quarterback that doesn't mess up, that's better than the quarterback that messes up. Justin Fields can't not mess up. That dude.
And I agree with you on that. Hold on. I agree with you on Justin Fields. Literally has to play a perfect game for this offense. He has
Jordan
to play
Love
a perfect game.
legit. I don't care what anybody says.
Jordan Love can afford to fuck up because he got a good defense behind him. He can afford to fuck up. Justin Fields cannot. Justin Fields has to play
when there was nothing there. He
did. What?
All right, we got to get some kind of form going on here, guys. We got people. So we got to have to like go around.
I'm just trying to keep it real.
But we have to make it so everybody can't keep it real at the same time, is what I'm saying. If everybody keeps it real at the same time, it just sounds like chaos right there.
Hey, Russell Wayne, I said it before, I think on one of your lives, that the game will be run in the trenches, and the Packers did what they needed to do there, and that is the most crucial spot where you win games. I mean, they disrupted the whole time. Like that's all they did the whole game.
Yep, Aaron Jones, 9 carries, 41 yards. That's 4.6 yards a carry, 2 catches for 86 yards and a touchdown. Right there's the story of the game. Aaron Jones protected Jordan Love the entire game.
Absolutely.
He didn't play like, I mean, I'm not going to write home about him. I'm going to give him his flowers. He didn't mess up. There you go. You won the game. I mean, you won an away game. That's even harder.
And that's how Green Bay got to play. They got to rely on them run, they defense, and that's to help Jordan Love to become when he starts. Look, when I look at Jordan Love, it's gonna come to him. Remember, he don't have the experience, but once that game start coming to him, he gonna let that thing fly. Trust me, he's been sitting behind Aaron Rodgers for 3 years. Trust me, he's been in his pocket.
He's ready.
Ready to go. The one thing that puzzles me in this whole the whole thing is that for the first time, Chicago hasn't had to face, and I made this comment in there earlier, they haven't had to face a quarterback that's first ballot Hall of Fame, and that's the best they could do on on their own opening field for the season. I don't understand what their problem is over there in Chicago. You know, I like to see a game competitive, not where it gets to the point where it gets lopsided out, you know, and then it gets redundantly like how bad they really are. You know, I thought Chicago would have put something better out there than that.
Man, I mean, come on now. Look, like we had it was 10-6 at halftime. I don't know what the fuck happened there after halftime.
I agree. I think, and that's a good game. You know, I'm watching it. Everybody's saying, "Hey, we got a good game going on here," and then all of a sudden, it's like it just goes completely 180.
The floor goes off.
What happened was
Aaron Jones. What are we doing? That's what happened. And second half,
they couldn't stop the run. When you can't stop the run, it makes everything else open up. I mean, you had no chance at that point when you're getting gashed on the ground like that. They had complete control of the football when it comes to time of possession and, you know, just getting off the field. I mean, Jordan Love played a very good game, and he didn't play a very great game, but he played a very good game. He did what he needed to do, and that's, I mean,
exactly, that's what he did. He just did what he needed to do.
The Chicago actually possessed the ball more than we did.
I know.
Make mistakes.
Coming out of
that
second half.
Look, Green Bay won because they played less uglier than us.
He adjusted. He made Aaron Jones a focal point where the Bears didn't do nothing. Matt LaFleur made the changes, got Aaron Jones a focal point on that offense where defense on our side and offense didn't make any changes. Nope. It was the same old crap.
They played a lot of zone. They can't, man. Chicago should have sent the blitz. If they know they weren't getting what they 4 down, they should have sent the blitz, man coverage. They played too much zone.
Well, they got grown men on that Green Bay side, and just not enough experience to go up against grown men in the middle of that field. I mean, you can run schemes all day long, but if you aren't winning up front, it don't matter. It don't matter. And Justin bails on the play way too fast. Like he tucks and he takes his eyes off downfield almost instantaneously as soon as the pocket gets any kind of crushing on him. So
he's been doing it. It's been happening, but he been had a shitty old line for you. That's what happened when you put pressure on a young quarterback. As soon as he feels something, he gonna take off. That's what we were supposed to do to Jordan Love, but we didn't get that done.
Well, instead of spending $70,000 or $70 million on linebackers, should have went on an offensive line.
We need a linebacker. We need a linebacker.
How long do you put up with this before you would want to change? Because you guys got 2 first-round draft picks next year. So, like, how long before you, Rajneesh, say, "Hey, man, I'm done with this. I'm done with this quarterback. Give me Caleb Williams."
It's not the quarterback. It's not the quarterback. If your O-line is shit and your offensive scheme is shit, you got to address those 2 first.
So you would go like right now, you'd be like, okay, we got to protect Justin. Let's take these
man, come on now.
Draft picks. Let's get O-line.
You got to. You got to build it. You have to build the trenches before the quarterback. How is he supposed to turn shit into dough?
Yeah,
read progression.
I feel you, man. Brad Holmes in Detroit did it the right way. That's
let me tell you this. Let me ask you this. You put another quarterback in there, you think he's going to succeed in that?
Nope.
No.
Okay, so if you say you're going to put another quarterback in there and he's not going to succeed, so why get rid of Justin Fields?
So here's another one. I'll blow your mind with this one. I think that if you interchanged a good offensive line, you wouldn't get it done there either because Eberflus can't coach.
Yeah.
I like that.
I've never liked Eberflus. I'm agree with you guys. I've never wanted him as that coach.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's just kind of like living in reality now is what Bear fan is doing. And
I think let me add on that. I think where Eberflus kind of messed up. Eberflus, he got the experience in the NFL, but I think he has 2 rookie. Well, last year he had a rookie offensive coordinator and a rookie defensive coordinator. Yeah, I think it's kind of catching up to him, or they've already caught up to him.
Let's see. We got I'm gonna bring somebody else in. I'm sorry. This is Todd. What's up, Todd?
What's up, man?
Who you repping today? I can't tell. Oh, you got Lions. Okay, we got
Yeah.
another Lions fan in the house.
That's
Welcome
right.
to the program, man.
I appreciate it.
I think the Packers Bears are kind of like dominating our talk right here because we got a panel with them, and Chad don't mind talking, other teams too, but he's also a Lions fan.
We got to get the team that just knocked down the Super Bowl champs up in here.
Yeah.
How's it feel being in second place in the division right now?
Hey,
you guys played somebody in the division.
It was a well-coached game. It was a slobber knocker. It was
I'm just saying, I hope the Bears. I hope the Bears give Justin Fields his 5th-year option. I mean, that would be the greatest thing in the world. Just re-sign him to like a 20-year contract.
$260 million contract or something.
Yeah. He's doing the same thing he did at Ohio State. He's a one-read quarterback.
Yep.
And if the read's not there, he's taken off. And I don't know. But
yeah, it works in college when you can run and outrun everybody. I mean, but in the NFL, the guys are just as fast. And but he is an amazing dynamic athlete. And I've said on this program before, if he could do any type of passing, he could be a below average passer and kill this league. Like, but
I'm not lying. You're not lying, Russell. I mean, you always cringe if you got the Packers defense out there knowing that he can just bust out on a huge gouging play at any moment.
Yep.
If he decides to run. I mean, I have to admit, I felt uneasy knowing that could be something that they could try to exploit, and they contained it relatively pretty well. He did have a couple nice runs on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when it came down to it, the game got even a little bit tight, and you're looking at that closeness, he gets out of the pocket. He's not protecting the football. He's got to be more aware. I don't play John Madden anymore, but I bet his awareness, I bet he's got all this fast ability, but probably got a 90 speed, and his awareness is probably 50 because
I'm telling you, he's scary in the open field. Like once he gets going and he's running, man, he's tough bound to get.
But on the Todd, I mean, with coming in and beating Super Bowl champs, they were without some of their better players, but at the end of the day, you got to go in there and you got to take care of business with whoever they're putting in front of you, and that was a well coached game. I thought Andy Reid coached a good game. I thought Dan Campbell's got balls of steel, dude. I mean, I've never seen anything like going a fake punt from your own 17.
Yeah,
but
that's crazy.
That was good.
I mean,
that was good.
The funny thing is, we were watching this with a bunch of the friends and everything, and we were just joking about it. We're like, you think Dan's gonna go for it? Oh, he's trying to went for it. Like it was. I mean, I love having a coach like that, and I don't think that he should apologize for who he is, because he takes criticism, but you got to take the good with the bad. So when he fails on it, I mean, I know that everybody's going to give him shit because it didn't work, right?
That definitely changed the vibe, no doubt.
You saw what they did, Russell, after that play. They didn't put their kicking team in. They left their defense on the field on almost every punt.
What happened was the first drive when you guys went 3-0, they seen something when they punted. They seen something, and they said they see that same formation again. They're gonna do, they're gonna try it, and that's what happened. And it's like, hey, they seen it. It's like, hey, good time to fucking do it, and they did it. And hey, that's good. That's good. I mean, that's the thing with the Lions, man. They're tricky, man. You gotta watch shit,
Yeah, and that's one thing that I saw from the Lions, and is like it's nice to know that the players that they got are gonna play, and it isn't just hype. We got contributions from our 4 top rookies in a bigger way. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be electrifying, guys.
I don't know. I wasn't impressed, to tell you the truth.
I mean,
you're never impressed.
Wow. I mean, if you weren't impressed, I think
Gibbs is better than him.
Did you see that spin move that he had on that 20-yard pass where they gave him that little end around?
He had one little 18-yard run. After that, before that, he didn't do nothing.
Russell Wayne.
Every single play he did something.
Russell Wayne, I could see Monty and Gibbs really giving Seattle's front trouble if they just keep going to those two guys.
He only had 9 touches.
Hopefully Monty gets more than 3.5 a carry, though.
Every single time. Well, yeah, there was one of them where he got hit in the 5 yards in the backfield and made like 3 people miss and ended up getting like a yard on the play where he should have been stopped, 5 yards in the backfield.
Don't have him blocking because he'll get put on his ass.
Yeah. Montgomery got like laid out by Bolton on that.
I've seen it a couple of times last year. He did the same thing. I wasn't putting him up blocking.
Hey, but those people that think that Chris Jones is the only defensive player, you got to remember that this is the team that just won the Super Bowl. You can't win the Super Bowl with one player, guys. They have a good team. Bolton was arguably the Super Bowl MVP last year. So this isn't like some punk,
But you got to admit, though, I mean, their receivers were getting open on your things quite a bit. They just couldn't catch a damn ball.
There was only 4 drops. There's only 4 drops in the play. I can't accept that.
The Chiefs had 8 drop passes. The Lions had 7 drop passes.
Yeah.
MJJ had 3 crucial drops. The fumble, anybody would have fumbled.
Your
offense didn't look good. I'm telling you that. Your offensive line is the worst I've ever seen it.
Drops are going to happen, but when those drops occur is another thing.
You better go check out the PFF stats on our offensive line and thinking that our offensive line dominated that game. Our offensive line won that game. That's what you do in the fourth quarter. You wear a team down, then you score a rushing touchdown. Did you see the block by Sam Laporta on that touchdown?
He's a stud. He's a complete tight end.
I'm telling you, man. You need to really look at the something other than the stats, John. I mean, I'm giving your team credit because your team played well. You don't want to give my team credit for playing well.
So he had 0 sacks. He had 0 sacks, 64. He had the PFF grade at 64. They ain't really that good for Hutchinson.
You talk about Aiden Hutchinson?
Yep, you said.
Aiden Hutchinson, who went up against
PFF, not good.
Aiden Hutchinson.
That non-call trip that didn't matter because the pass was incomplete anyways. Hutch had the sack. Okay, how about
manhandled? He got manhandled all fucking day, man. You got manhandled all day. You had about 4 pressures. That's about it. Otherwise, you got manhandled.
He got manhandled. Okay, so here's the thing. We were just talking.
He had 4 pressures and 0 sacks, right?
He had 7 pressures, and he was a wreck. He was a wreck in the entire game. The guy lined up a yard in the backfield.
PFF's got him at 64, so they ain't really that good, really.
Okay, wait a minute. 64 isn't good?
That's solid.
Not bad, but it ain't great.
No, that's actually really good. 64 is fine.
70 and up is good.
No. 60 and up is good. Anything above 60 is good.
Before you said 70 and up is good.
50 to 60 is average. Anything below 50 is below average.
I'm just giving you a fucking crap about Hutch,
But
hey, John, the Green Bay Packers are good. Okay, I already say they're going. They're going 11-6, 10-7, or 10-8, or 11-7. Okay, you do not have the offensive line to contain Hutchinson.
Yes, we do. Yes,
no, you don't.
I'd have to disagree with that.
Okay,
I think we're going to have a better offensive line.
That one I disagree with.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now. We were better pass protectors than you guys were last year. The only thing you were better than us was the sacks and run passing. That's it.
Okay,
run offense.
I was wondering if I was going to get it. Am I going to get a chance to talk on my own fucking show? I'm still trying to respond to the Hutchinson comment, and you just been talking over every single person for like the last 10 minutes. And then
come with the cannon, Russell. Come with the cannon.
You know that their right tackle was lined up a yard in the backfield on every single play. Was called on was not called on any false starts We got another apology from the league, but guess what? The Lions still won the game. If they would have called that stuff right, Hutchinson probably would have had 3 or 4 sacks. It was obvious that he had no answer for Hutchinson's ability. He owned him the entire game. Pressure on him the entire game. Made him throw off platform the entire game. Those dropped passes came from a spot of they were under pressure and under duress the entire game. They dropped 4 passes, right? They were 0 for 7 on 3rd down in the second half. They got nothing done in the second half. The Lions dominated the second half on both sides of the ball. And it came out. They should have won the game by 10 points if Marvin Jones wouldn't have fumbled in the red zone. So it's like
that one,
woulda, coulda, shoulda. We made some mistakes. They made some mistakes, but guess what? You left Arrowhead with a winner.
It's hard to win there. It's hard to win at that place.
Done it on the opening game. Nobody's ever done it. We are the one. That's
all
it.
Teams don't look good in the first game. Every team looks except the 49ers or something. But
come on, what Dallas did to the Giants, man? I mean, they threw a goose egg on them.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, a 40 burger.
Yeah. Well, the Bears look bad. The Vikings
not as bad as the Giants, though.
Look okay. They look good. They look.
I was shocked that fucking Tampa beat Vikings.
The Bears look like trash.
Yeah.
The Vikings look like trash.
Lions look like trash.
Bengals look like trash.
I know John Doran's just messing. I know he is about that.
I know. We're going to set this all up, man. We're going to have this week 4 showdown. It's going to be great. I was a little bit off on my predictions for the year. I actually thought that the Bears in the pack would be fighting over second place, when really I think it's going to be the Vikings and the Bear fighting over last place.
Russell, Chicago always plays better in Green Bay. Don't ask me why. I mean, they could come around and give a game this next time around at Lambeau.
I didn't see it. There's no fight in that dog. What do you think about that, Todd? Do you think that there's any fight inside of that dog, Chicago?
I mean, as long as Justin Fields is the quarterback, like I said, I'm a Michigan State fan, and I don't want to hear it. We're going through it right now with Mel Tucker. But when I watched Justin Fields in college, he is a one-read quarterback, and that's been translated over to the NFL. And as long as they keep, with the excuses with him, I don't buy the Bears.
Yeah, I'm not these Bears, they look so bad. I was so disappointed. I thought they were going to be a little bit closer in that, and they gave up. That was the other part too. It's like there was no urgency at the end of the game. They didn't have any heart to try to come back. They were down 24 with 7 minutes left, but I mean,
they did get a garbage touchdown in the 4th. I mean, they tried to pull it in closer.
Yeah, but they knew. But they knew that
they
weren't for the most part.
Win. You're right. Your assessment on it is spot on.
I mean, there was no sense of urgency when they went out there to try to. I mean, don't make it so obvious. That's what I say. That you're giving up. You're going to give up like that. Talk all that tough talk.
It was a lot, Russell. Russell, they talked a lot of smack. Like it was so. I mean, I live in Illinois, and I've heard the hype for the last month and a half about how great, they were going to come out, and Fields was totally better than Jordan Love, and nobody's even giving him a shot. I mean, like I said, there's 53 people on a team. And Rodgers leaves, one man goes, everybody thinks the whole world's going to fall apart for Green Bay, and it was just, I'm just glad it worked out the way it did. And I knew it was going to work out that way. I mean, I just know this team better than a lot of my own fan base, that they do have plenty of potential.
It's like, who's the
if they're coached properly. Yeah.
That's what it comes down to, is toughness and depth.
Like you said, Dan Campbell, it's about the grit. You either have it, you got a chip on your shoulders, or you're going to sit there and just get mauled around the field all game long. You come to play or not.
You could tell that that Bears team did not want to line up across from your offensive and defensive line at the end of the game. They were like, okay, we're done. Like, we ain't going to try. Even if they got within 13 points, then, Green Bay would have went back out there, poured it on a little bit harder because they laid back. You guys actually laid back a little bit at the end to, get them to run the ball.
Our third and fourth stringers actually, most of the fourth quarter was actually our second and third stringers.
To me, it's a black eye. I mean, if I'm a Bear fan, I am completely embarrassed. I mean, kudos to Rajneesh and Bear Down Mike, because I love that you guys come out, represent your team. I wanted to know how long your fuse is for this team. So if you're a Bear fan and you're out there, put that into the comments. Like, how long is your fuse on Justin Field? I mean, you got 2 first-round picks. Are you going to get into the Caleb Williams sweepstakes week 2? I mean, because your team isn't going to beat anybody this year. You got the Lions are going to smack you twice. I mean, you might even. I mean, I don't even know the Vikings. You might be able to get a win against the Vikings because they are, the Vikings.
But they are who we thought they were.
They are who we thought they were.
They probably need to trade DJ Moore because they're not going to do anything this year. It's obvious. They should get something for him.
So let us know in the comments, if you're a Bear fan, how long is your leash on Justin Fields? Or are you putting in Badgett, week 7 if he keeps it up like this? I mean, let me know that. And if all the Packer fans, yes, you feeling pretty good in there? Are you feeling like you can win with Jordan Love? All you need is love. Is he everything that you thought he could be and more?
But they are who we thought they were.
All you need is love.
I mean, come on. Van Ness did not look like you guys hyped him up to be.
Van Ness?
Oh, he had some great plays in that game. Great plays.
He played real good in that
He ran down Justin Fields for a sack.
Actually, I was kind of surprised when I saw that, too. I was like, damn, that boy's got some wheels for a big man.
He did, man. He wheeled it right to him.
Big man got some wheels.
Okay.
Hey, John Dorn, what do you think about this without even doing it without Christian Watson? That's even a bonus.
Number one
with
receiver.
that running game, come on, you didn't need Watson. You guys
we could have tore the top off of that much worse with them in there.
Well,
we really could have. We could have decapitated that secondary if he was playing.
I mean, I hyped up this defensive line, and because I know it's damn good. I mean, this defensive line is deep.
I haven't seen this in forever. A long time.
Rashawn Gary was on a pitch count. I saw that they were only bringing him in on like 3rd down. That's pretty smart.
He was robbed a sack by a bonehead penalty. He should have had a sack in that too.
White came in, got a sack and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Brooks came in, got a sack. A rookie this year. He came and got a sack. I felt sorry for their offensive lineman.
Come on, man. Devontae Wyatt. Yeah. He bolstered a sack and a half. I mean, he was all over the place in that game.
Yeah.
So far, Joe Barry's redeeming himself. Do you think that Joe Barry's redeemed himself? Packer fan.
I don't think it's Barry, even last year. I think it was the players actually not executing the plays.
I think Amos was the down year for us last year. Mm-hmm. Savage looked good. I think Amos was kind of like the factor that he wasn't his usual self from prior years.
Yeah, he was slower and just
he was, but he wasn't afraid to hit, but he just didn't have that pep to him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Seemed like it anyway.
Oh gosh, you guys, I want to plug the even though we kind of got into a little bit of the open mic thing right there tonight.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's fine. NFC North open mic. That's what we do. We trash talk. This is a trash talking network. We have a platform that has a whole bunch of different fan bases that come in. NFC North open mic, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. in the Central Time right there. Just kind of going through right here all of the different deals right here. If if you want to come in and try to defend your Bears, there you go. Mike the Bear fan. That's who you're going to follow. I represent the Detroit Lion Villain Squad. We want to play the spoiler to everybody that's kind of been our MO over the last couple of years. We love being the villain. Go give us a follow. Bill the Packer fan right there. Cheeseheads are running high with a green adrenaline right there, turning into Incredible Hulks right there. Roster moves, breaking news, free agency signings. Go follow Bill the Packer fan if you are a Packerhead. And I'm Russell Wayne, and this is NFC North Talk with Russell Wayne. And I don't mind being on here a little bit extra. I love being able to talk. We're talking about real football. And it is 9/11. I do want to acknowledge the fact that I do have freedom, and that we should be thankful to be able to breathe free air and be able to say and do all these ridiculous things that we do that don't really mean anything. But, it is 9/11. We have to remember. We have to remember that. We can never forget that. We always have to stand together for the good things. And one of the good things is football on Sundays.
Good on you, Russell.
Football on Sundays is one of the greatest family things that you can do. It is more about the family, at least here on this network. Football's good, but being able to hang out with your family members and then watch that football game, maybe eat some good tailgate, spending some time with each other. Oh, the Skull Ambassador. Speaking of one of our Viking family members right here, welcome to the program. Skull Nation in the house. I appreciate you coming on after the loss, and give me your thoughts.
Hey, Jermaine.
Guys, all day to drop the damn Charlie. Can you hear me?
I can't really hear you all that well. Yeah. You got me on speakerphone or something? Come on,
Let me join. Hold on.
Yeah. You work with that sound because I need to hear the realest Jamez. I gotta hear all of the juicy takes right there because I could never see Jamez losing spirit over his Skull team. And it would break my spirit to think that Skull Nation would have been that bad. You can't break Jamez. You cannot break Jamez. He's the ultimate Skull fan. He sees some kind of undrafted dude. They just signed him off the free agent wire or something that is going to change. That's going to change that Vikings defense.
Jamez needs to start his own Skull page.
He does. I had him on there.
But they are
don't even have a show.
But it's hard to
don't even have a show.
But it's hard to want to start a page when your team's trash. Why would you want to put all that work in?
They look like they're better than the Bears.
Welcome to the program, A-Dub.
What's up, fellas? What's going on?
You're feeling pretty fired up after that was a great victory for you guys. Division win that does put you at the top of the division. You guys are possession of first place in the division over the Lions.
And we ain't looking back.
I would say I couldn't ask for a better start in the Love era anyway. Like Jordan Love, he just had to kind of start you with appreciate.
Amen to that, brother.
Oh, we can have some fun. I got to get some good drops in there for you guys because with him being good, there's all kinds of good love drops.
I can't wait till I get out of fucking Facebook jail, man.
Because they know you're in jail, Dorn.
Look at the jail a couple weeks ago.
They have no idea what's coming.
Yep, certainly don't. And I do appreciate what somebody said on here. They're like, they repeated what I said would be the thing. Like, I felt like this game between Green Bay and Chicago would be won based on who was better in the trenches.
Yeah.
As far as offensive line versus defensive front.
Yeah, it was surprising to me because I ask, I really don't want to argue with Bear fans, but what I really want to do is, challenge their thinking when it comes to, do I want to keep this quarterback on my team that we keep on defending? Oh, it's on the offensive line. Oh, it's the playmakers. Oh, it's this. It's like, eventually you're the common denominator. You're the guy that needs to blame. You know, you need to be held accountable too, Justin Fields.
Repeat
You
it
create
last year.
too many
Yeah, he
turnovers.
does.
Too many
he
turnovers
does.
when it matters.
I mean, when I watch Justin Fields play, it's like you're just not seeing much out of him as a traditional passer.
Yeah.
I mean, I gave Justin Fields a credit, like he does have the athleticism for playing, but you're just not seeing. He just has to be more. He just has to show more as far as being a traditional passer.
Right. So I'm going to look through these Vikings. I know that I want to see how he's feeling. Yeah, I know that they got the
Eagles are next
right?
for them.
The Eagles on Thursday Night Football. And I mean, it's not going to get better for you guys, man. I mean,
Man,
It's gonna be
a part of me is starting to think that they might get beat the same way they did last season playing that game. Like the
well, they
last
could
time
have
they played
easily lost that all those 11 games, right? You know, those one-score games, they could have easily lost those games.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but the thing is, against the Eagles, they couldn't manage to score more than one touchdown the last time they played them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, listen to the schedule for, I mean, these Vikings. I mean, and this is part of the reason. You got the Eagles, then they're playing then they're playing the Chargers.
Terrible.
Then they're playing the Panthers. They could probably they should get a win in the Panthers. They better. Then they play the Chiefs. And then they play the Bears. They might be that's a toss-up. They might be able to get a win there. And then they play the 49ers, the Packers.
That's a loss.
I mean, they could conceivably be 0-7 to start the season. Like, are you kidding me? It's like, wow.
I mean, I'm already. As far as the teams you mentioned, you can already count the Eagles and the 49ers as a loss.
And the Packers.
Probably the Packers. Honestly.
Well, I don't.
When is Lions playing? When's Lions playing? Towards the end of the season?
Yeah, we play them 16 and 18.
Oh, jeez.
So we're going to be resting our starters in week 18. So and then Teddy Bridgewater can come in and light them up. Revenge game. Let's go.
Right.
I don't know. I'm hearing Hooker might get cleared here soon. Might be Hooker lighting them up.
Yep. I mean, Lions escaped with a win, and I mean, the closer they can get, maybe with the Jamison Williams coming back, I get to go to that game in Baltimore, man. Week 7. I'm gonna be there to watch Jamison Williams get 3 targets. No, I'm just kidding. But I know that
3 drops.
There's not even
exactly.
updates on his injury. Is there, Russ? There's no updates on his injury.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He had a hamstring injury, and he's working out with, for the first 3 weeks, he can't have any contact with the team or anything. So you won't hear anything until week 4.
I'll say this. You're not going to see MJJ drop 4 passes again in a game. I guarantee it.
Marvin Jones? I mean...
Yeah. He's not going to drop 4 passes again.
Yeah, he did not. I mean, when you say that the Lions' offense is trash, I have a hard time with that, but Marvin Jones probably had his worst game as a pro. I mean, really, when you can... Really... 3 of the drops that he had were like first down catches that were on his hands. And it's like, it does suck to see that. I'm sure Patrick Mahomes knows all about it. He threw a couple of them balls right on his hands.
I wonder if shopping for new receivers. I would be.
With what money? I mean, they're paying a tight end $14 million, and Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes, right?
I think he's talking about the Lions.
No, not the Lions.
Yeah. So, but Josh Reynolds stepped up in that.
I was just gonna say Reynolds stepped up. Yeah.
But when you think about it, Josh Reynolds and Jared Goff, I mean, they've been together for 5-6 years. I mean, he was a cast off from the Rams as well.
Yeah.
Reynolds
So-
caught 4 of 6 for 80 yards, leading receiver.
What bring the maniac in you? Oh man, I'm looking through some of these. I've totally been bad on the comments today. I really apologize for that.
You guys gonna be lucky again this week. I guess Seahawks got 2 other offensive linemen on.
Yeah.
Like,
You think that we're lucky?
Yeah, I got them on my break.
Definitely.
Yeah, your pass rush is fucking damage to them.
Hutch is going to feed.
Well, I mean, maybe they're not as good as they thought. You know, like the Seattle last year, no one expected to be doing anything, and then they kind of came out of nowhere. And I mean, how cool is it for them? They trade Russell Wilson to Denver for like 3 first-round draft picks, and they end up going to the playoffs in that first-round draft pick. They end up picking in the top 5, like just like the Lions did with the Stafford trade. So, I mean, that's what a good way to jumpstart your franchise. And kudos to the Packers. I got to give the devil their due on this, because you guys are sitting $40 million behind the cap right now, and you're still putting out a competitive team, and it might actually be a good team, which makes you guys even more scary going into the offseason with all of that money and not really a ton of holes to fill. I feel the same way with the Lions too, but it really is.
This year's kind of like a level, like a scale level, and see where we're at. You know what I mean? And see who's we're all young, and see who sinks and swims. You know, this is pretty much a level where we're gauging everybody, all the players, and see where we're at the end of the season.
Hey, John, what was your take on Dylan, the way he performed? I thought he was a little bit flat that game.
I'm kind of losing interest in him, tell you the truth. I like to see Tyler out there more, tell you the truth. I think Tyler was more productive than him.
So Manny says that, Russ, I was at the KC for the game, and I'll tell you that the Lions are the kings of the North. They played so good that they could feel the support that we gave them. Yeah, there were a lot of Lions fans. We traveled well to that game. I mean, this is about the most exciting this area has been, because it isn't just the Lions that have sucked. It's the Tigers, the Pistons, and the Red Wings. It's like we've been starving for a sports winner in this area for how long, Chad? I mean, it's been a minute since we've had a winner here.
The Pistons.
Since 2006 Tigers.
Well, no, we had the 14 Tigers, right? I mean, Stafford went to the playoffs, and
you had Detroit Pistons. They won a championship.
Yeah, in like 2004.
We're hungry, dude. We're hungry. We are hungry.
I mean, just like Green Bay too. I mean, you guys have done well in the North, but you guys are hungry for a championship too. It's been since what, 2010?
Come on, 13 years now, man. It's getting. Wow, I'm itching over here.
Yeah.
The Lions are Detroit's team, and we are starving. Okay, there's more fans for the Lions than any other team in Detroit. We're starving.
All right, well, let's
even
get
when
this
you're
going.
doing like the Tigers and the Pistons, even when they were really good, it was still the fan base around this area wants a football winner. We've wanted a football winner here forever. So I know that the fans want it more than any other thing, more than basketball. We were decent basketball fans. I like the Pistons, going to the Piston games during that. Tigers, that was a pretty amazing run there with Verlander. You know, you always felt like you could win. That was a fun atmosphere, but nothing would be as good as having a winner that is a football team, being the Detroit Lions, and we're starving. We are starving.
You're going back to Bobby Lane, Russell. You're going back to Bobby Lane days.
Oh, main event Mike's popping in. What's up, Mike?
John Dorn's here. John Dorn's here. You look like you were outmatched here with 3 Packers around you. I had concern for you, Russ. I'm here with Chad to bail you out.
Get him, Mike. Get him, Mike.
Hey, main event Mike, how's that Bears secondary you're saying was the best?
Yeah,
it's a 3-way tag team
match. You can't always be right, John. Like, look at that shirt you're wearing.
But they are what we thought they were.
Hey, shots fired.
Just like the Lions fucking trophy case.
Actually, we have trophies in our case, John. They're called NFL championships. I'm not a Vikings fan. Stop it.
I wasn't aware of a Lions trophy case. I didn't.
You got championships.
To me, no Super Bowls though.
Yeah.
But to me, see that.
Say, what's up, A-Dub?
We got our championships out in the trunk of our '57 Chevy. You know. Sorry, Ford.
But you know what, though, man? Those championships, they're just as good as Super Bowls. I mean, that's what it was back then.
You got to be relevant.
I appreciate that, Jason, but I don't agree with you.
The championship's a championship.
We haven't won in the Super Bowl era, and I'm not going to make excuses.
I understand.
At least you can say you got 4, and Vikings got none.
The Vikings, man. The Vikings, I feel bad for them. I really do, man, because they went to 4 in the 70s, and they've tried so many times since then, and they just can't get over the hump. And they still tout about being a great winning organization. They do pile up the wins, but they just can't go all the way.
Man, this is ass candy. We got him coming feeling sorry for the Vikings. What the hell?
I don't. Trust me, I don't.
Hey, Mike, did you back into a grill or something?
I feel sorry for Lions more than I would Detroit. I mean, Minnesota.
My truck, John.
All right, Bruno. Welcome to the program, Will. Did you know that rooting for more than one team is illegal?
It is, man. How did them Carolina Panthers do, Will? I know you watched the game, buddy.
But they are who we thought they were.
Hey, you know what? Coryell or Coach said it like he said it. I think it's a learning curve for Bryce Young. Yes, those picks were.
Wait a minute, this is NFC North. I'm sorry, I have a question.
You've had enough of that shit.
Go ahead and finish, Will.
Well, I thought it was a learning curve for sure. Those picks, they were terrible throw balls. They were terribly thrown. They were right to the hands of Jesse Bates. Other than that, I liked how Brian Burns played. I hope we give him a contract because he is one of the best players on the.
I think it keeps freezing. Is it just me?
Yeah.
All right, your Detroit Lions take.
He's also wearing a Clemson shirt. Get him out of here.
He's a bandwagon fan.
I pulled him out. I'll take this time to everybody. We got 25 people watching on the YouTube. If you're watching on the YouTube, there's only 9 likes on that YouTube. Can you please go and like the YouTube stream if you're watching this on YouTube? I want to see it actually move up a little bit, but there's some people that are on there watching. Just take the time, go over there. Oh, thank you for those 3. I appreciate you.
Did I show up on there, Russell?
What's that?
Did I show up on that too? Because I liked it.
I liked it too. Just
all right. I just want to make sure.
They're popping in.
All right.
Hey, that helps, all that stuff. We're going to try to get Will back in here again, who is Jeremy's Padawan. So,
I
try
saw
number 2.
Minneapolis was asking for the link, Russ.
Yeah.
I gave him he was in here for a minute.
Oh, was he in? Okay.
He got booted. He froze.
Yeah. Did you guys hear the first part or no?
We heard it. Back to the Lions.
All we heard was blah blah blah. Jesse Bates.
But it's a learning curve. I liked what Hayden Hurst did. I like what Chuba Hubbard did. Brian Burns is a great player. I hope we extend him. But you know what? I'm more happy about the Lions. You know why? Because I liked how the rookies played. The Lions played phenomenal. I thought that Montgomery and Gibbs played out of their mind. The defense played awesome. Mahomes was flustered, obviously. But, yeah, I couldn't be more happy for the Lions. I even told my friends weeks.
I'll be in a
The
minute.
real question, Will, is week 5 when the
All right, close the
Panthers
door.
play
I'll
the
be in a
Lions,
minute, Bob.
who are you going to be rooting for?
The Lions.
You
Go
are
Panthers.
a liar, sir. You are on here lying. I know. Look at that look on your face.
Not lying.
You're going to be rooting for the Panthers because that's your team.
He's gonna win-win situation
It's
there.
a loss for the Panthers anyway, so I might as well go for the Lions.
That's called a bandwagon
Might as well.
jump.
Might as
We call
well.
those
What
bandies.
the fuck?
The
I'm
Bandies.
sorry.
The
Fuck,
Bandies.
you might as well go for the Lions because the Panthers suck. That's
Yeah,
not a
that's your
fan.
logic.
No.
If that was the case, all us Lions fans would have been Packer fans years ago.
Yeah,
You know what?
come on over.
I vote right now that we hand Will Boggs over to the Packer fan.
Don't worry, I'm a bandwagon fan too. I vote everything against the Lions. Every team that plays against the Lions, I root for that team. So, like this weekend, I'm a Seahawks fan.
Ew. Gross.
Have a good one, gentlemen.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, you guys, whoever that was. Bye. Bye. Just one Super Bowl before I die. Seen all the other Detroit teams win a title.
But I
Right
wanted
there.
to. I just
Yes,
wanted to
that.
state my point. And guys, thanks for having me. I know
Thank
you guys
you, Will.
give me banter.
We're having fun.
Yep.
Are you having fun?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. We're just busting your chops. We appreciate you being on, man.
We
It's
know
all
it,
good.
Dorn.
We really
know
appreciate
this
you, Will.
game in week 4 is going to be won in the trenches.
I'm just
Who
trying
Yeah,
to.
we got a better defense than you. So
We know that.
it's gonna
Okay,
be a good game.
what was your question, Mike? Ask that
Did
question again.
No, I
Let's
was
get
just
this
saying,
going.
yes, Will, we appreciate you. Don't take it hard, buddy. We're just busting on you.
No,
Oh,
I
someone
know.
said something about week 5.
But hey, you
What
know,
was
No,
that?
week 4. I told
Week-
Dorn, we know it's coming to the trenches, but don't be surprised if the Lions are better in the trenches. Do not
I
be
don't
surprised.
know. I don't know. We'll
Hey,
find out week 4. I
I
guess.
think it's a great matchup.
I
You know
think it
what?
is, too.
Like when it comes down to it, we needed to see real games from both teams. I liked what I saw from both teams. Really, the Packers did as good as that you wanted to do, right?
Yeah,
And the Lions definitely played a way harder team in a way worse environment and came away with a victory. It wasn't a perfect win, but they got a win. And that's all that really matters. They can get better. I saw explosiveness out of the new players that we got. I can't wait for them to unleash Jahmyr Gibbs on the league. 9 touches. You give him 20 touches, and look out, guys. Look out for this guy.
My favorite part of the game was the Brian Branch pick 6. I was like, man, he running.
And that was a tipped play, but that was, I do believe, for one, if he did catch that ball, part of the reason he dropped that ball was the fact that Brian Branch was about ready to light his shit up. Like,
You've had enough of that shit.
I mean, that you want to talk about biting kneecaps. If he had caught that ball, Brian Branch was going to decapitate him.
Well, and
So-
how great for a
Campbell
young
on that
player,
third
first
down.
interception. He takes a pick 6 for Patrick Mahomes. He'll be able to tell his grandchildren about that. How amazing is that?
Yeah. Hey, John Dorn, how fast is Brian Branch?
20.74 miles per hour.
Yep. John's a man of his word. He said he'll never call Brian Branch slow again.
Yeah.
And right there's a perfect example of football speed versus track speed right there. Like, some guys just got it and some guys don't. And I know I bust their balls a little bit about trading us Brian Branch. They didn't actually trade us Brian Branch. They traded us the pick that we selected Brian Branch with, and they may have been going after Jaden Reed. I do understand that, but I know that there's also a possibility that they thought that they could trade back 3 spots and still get a top level safety. And he hasn't disappointed so far. I mean, if he keeps playing like that, the kid's going to be a rookie first team All-Pro.
What about that Jack Campbell breakup? You guys cannot rule. I mean, that was a 3rd down. He would have caught a 1st down. Campbell leaps in there and knocks that ball.
It
That
was
was
an exact carbon copy of a play that he made in college. It was part of his highlight reel. And Russ and I broke it down and said, wow, look at the reaction, how he gets back so fast, dive to break it up. It's exactly what he did on that play.
It's funny because I was talking to my coworkers way before the game, and they said, what do you think of the Lions defense? I said, I love everything about it because you got rotational players who can rotate in perfectly,
Yep.
just like a Jack Campbell. And he doesn't need to start. He could just be that third rotational piece to give a guy a break and just make some noise. And I love teams that have depth. And guess what? Like we've said on this show 100 times, the Lions have depth.
You like that? You like
So does
that?
Green
That's a
Bay.
great take.
Great
Great
take,
take.
Will.
Green Bay.
That might be the best take that I've ever heard Will have right there. That was fantastic right there.
It's a great
What-
Oh
take.
no, I'm wearing Bears colors.
Hey, you got to try to help them out a little bit. They're not going to want to actually show their own selves out in public. So we're trying to show a little support to the Chicago Bears fans who in case you didn't know, the Chicago Bears were eliminated from the playoffs yesterday.
I love those memes. Did you? I don't know, Mike and Russ. I need to send you this thing. What Jeremy sent me, and it was talking about the Lions Chiefs recap, and it's like Patrick Mahomes was throwing the ball to Kadarius Stonehands, can't catch any ball for his life. Tony.
Yeah, that wasn't a good performance in there, but that's where ugly games come in, right? Ugly games come in from defenses that are wrecking your game plan. Because when you get these guys off platform, and Green Bay knows all about it. It happened in yesterday's game. Everything was fine and dandy for Justin Fields. As long as he's got the clean pocket and he can make all of his reads. Well, that doesn't happen when you're getting pressure. That doesn't happen when guys are coming in.
Killed it for Green Bay. It was insane.
Yep, Van Ness had a sack on Justin Fields. He ran him down. Dude's trying to escape the pocket, and Van Ness went and ran him down from behind and drug him down.
That guy's a warrior.
So the Green Bay Packers on defense look like, the defense.
But they are who we thought they were.
Joe Barry signed up the coach. So I don't expect the Lions to go in and smack them around like I do. Like I do expect the Lions to go in to Soldier Field and smack them around and to go into this Minnesota Viking environment, be able to smack that defense around.
Week 2 is against Minnesota, right?
No, our week 2 is against Seattle, sir.
Yeah, nice Lion fan there. Doesn't even know who we're playing. Who are we playing in week 3, Vogs?
Doesn't matter.
I have so many. I'm focused on my work schedule.
I'll tell you what's interesting.
I'm sorry, Chad.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are getting 7.5 points. Excuse me, I'm sorry. The Minnesota Vikings are getting 7.5 points against Philadelphia. That's a lot of points in the NFL. 7.5 points going into Philly.
Philly was a weird team yesterday.
Yeah. That's a lot of points.
This is one of the rare.
Minnesota's favored.
No, Minnesota's getting 7.5 in Philadelphia. Oh. And interesting, the Packers are favored by 1 on the road against Atlanta. And the Lions are a 5-point favorite against Seattle. So interesting.
That Minnesota Viking, now we were picking the point spreads last year when we were and I had won 13 games last year.
13
picking this. And one of the strategies, and there's no strategy in gambling, guys, but I look for mismatches within those point spreads. Anything above 7 points is a red flag to me. And I look at that game, and in this instant right here, where Philadelphia is laying the 7.5 points, I would still take Philadelphia on this. I would not be fooled by the high point spread. I think Philadelphia is going to cover and they're going to win going away. It's going to be a blowout win by Philadelphia. That's
good. In Philly too, right?
Yeah, I don't know if is it in Philly? Do you know that, Mike? In Philadelphia? Yeah. They're going to get right, in this instant right here.
And the Bears are in Tampa getting 3. So they're an underdog against the Buccaneers on the road. could Chicago go down there and get a win? Because Tampa's touted to not be that good, but their defense looked pretty good yesterday.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
I do not. I am all out on the Bears, 100% out on the Bears, because if you watch the end of the game, Mike, and when you do get a chance to look at that, you're going to see a Bears team that gave up at the end of the game, and they had no heart to finish the game and to go up against their rival. You got to play hard, especially when you're up against your rival. You're at home. That was an awful, piss poor performance by the Bears defense at the end to give up like that.
There was no effort in that onside kick. There was zero effort in it. It didn't even go 10 yards.
Hey,
yeah.
I mean,
that points to coaching when you put it that way.
Yep. I have no hope in Eberflus. And if you do, like, I challenge any Bear fan, if you're out there and you're watching, and if you want to defend that, make it make sense to me, because
Russell,
it doesn't make sense.
Russell, it's Eberflus.
Eberflus.
Well,
yeah, we're out here clowning your team.
A-Dub, you got a take you want to get in there?
Yeah, I was about to say, as far as that game goes, another thing you could say that wouldn't make sense was the boos that were heard in that game between the Bears and Packers. The way the Bears looked defeated and their fans just booed the crap out of that game.
Yeah, they booed them like crazy.
Wow, see? Now, Russ, that's what I was talking about. When you don't watch the game like I didn't, and all you do is see the highlights and read the box score, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about right there. You miss those things. Their own fans were booing them?
Yep. Yeah, big time. Big time.
Yeah.
We might put bags on our heads, but I don't ever recall Lions fans booing our team.
There was a distinct moment. Go ahead, Chad.
We've been booed a few times by our fans back in the 2010 and
08 when we were 0-16, I believe that.
Yeah, we were booed.
And the entire Matt Patricia era minus 7 games. You know, when Patricia showed up, I was one of the Patriot way. Yes. All right. Let's write. -7 isn't good enough. All right. I'm all fired up. 7 games in. You're already hearing the rumbling. You're already hearing he's talking trash to the other players, treating them like shit. And then, the paper bags went back on for a couple of years when that whole thing.
But then how many good draft picks did Quinn have? He had Taylor Decker.
But that's where they're at now. That's where the Bears are at right now. It's like your franchise should turn on that whole Eberflus thing. You need to rip it apart at the studs again, even if you believe in Ryan Poles.
Get rid of Justin. Make him a receiver or something.
I agree.
Running back.
Because I brought a question up to Rashnish when he was on here, because he was just like, all we need to do is get we're going to have to build that offensive line first to get it around Justin Fields. And I was like, listen, you could swap out an all-pro offensive line and it won't work in Chicago. You know why? Because your coaching sucks and it won't work with any type of people that you put in there on that. You got to get the right coaching in there first. And then maybe find a quarterback. But it's broken right now, Chicago.
Is this the same regime that drafted Fields?
No.
Could you imagine? Well, the team that traded up and drafted Mitch Trubisky over Patrick Mahomes? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they went and got Fields. I mean, Fields, they spent the first round the first year, a first and a fourth. And then the following year, they had to give him a first and a fifth.
Yep.
Somebody put a good meme up in the group. It said, boy, the Bears could have used Jalen Carter today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Hey, now bringing up Jalen Carter, do we regret not drafting him?
I don't think you do.
I don't think that's fair to say. I mean, maybe at the time they said that we might have regretted, but no. You like the guy you have.
It's an honest question. He looks like the real deal.
Sure.
I don't think you did because they got Jalen Carter and Behan, which are great picks, but you guys the Lions got stellar picks. You got Branch, you got Campbell, Laporta, Hooker as a steal. Yeah, I think the
And that
Lions.
doesn't take anything away from Jalen Carter, though. Like, Jalen Carter can be a great player, but we got the player that we wanted. We got the players that we wanted, right?
Can I call out Boggs?
You
He
could
just
call me
said,
out.
us guys got this. I thought he was a Lion fan. He would have said, we got this.
Yeah, I was just gonna say something too.
He's trying, man. But Will likes this show, so he wants to come on here.
I love this show. It's
I
my
mean,
favorite show during the
we're
week.
trying. We're trying.
Well, I hate the Lions, so just to let you know.
I know you do, John. And I
We
hate
have
the
a mutual
Packers.
hating respect for each
Yeah,
other. So we bust
exactly.
your balls a little bit, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
there you go. This one goes for you,
all
Chad.
about love.
Thank you. Hey, the truth is, whether we
As
like
long
it
as you
or
know.
not, the division's coming down between the Packers and the Lions, and it is. It's obvious.
Definitely.
Week 1, it's so obvious.
Yeah,
And I love it.
Week 1 tells a lot, all the stories you need to know.
Well, I don't know. I've seen teams like they've had really bad first game. They come back, and there's a lot of games left, man. Any team can tank. I mean, they can rise or fall down. Injuries, you guys got to figure. Injuries comes involved in this. It's like you got to see. You got to see when towards the end of the season and see how teams are.
How about those? There were some really weird performances, like J.K. Dobbins tears his ACL again. Jeez.
Yeah, that's awful for them. I appreciate you. Okay, let's say Jason says that tough Vikings lost, but a few things reassured me we can figure something out. We don't understand why our center Garrett keeps on going out.
Garrett,
you guys are in trouble, Jason.
That whole offensive line's fucking garbage.
Yeah, the Bears are going to finish above the Vikings. Watch.
I mean, you lost to a.
I got a bet. I've got a bet with Minnesota. What's his name?
Minneapolis.
Yeah, I got a bet with him that they finished last in the division, and I think the Bears they're going to finish ahead.
I can
they
see
got
it.
Easier schedule. A far easier schedule.
That's
part
true.
of me still thinks, and part of me would say that Vikings defense is still suspect.
Yeah.
They are.
But they are who we thought they were.
They are. The Vikings are exactly. I mean, I am not surprised that they lost to a trash Tampa Bay team. I think they're going to be vying for a top 5 pick. I mean, this team isn't good. They have a great player in Justin Jefferson, and they have a good player in TJ Hawkinson. They have a good player in Kirk Cousins, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
They got
Flores. And Harrison Smith is old and he's injury prone. He's not on the field every time.
Let's see. Addison is a gem. Pace Jr. is a gem. Blockman, gem, and Madison will be fine with running back by committee. It's like you can tell yourself that, and I'm just being honest with you. Like you got Alexander Madison averaging 3.1 yards a carry, and you're telling me that the missing Dalvin Cook ain't no big deal. I mean, you're just lying to yourself. Eventually, we're going to have to help bring you back to reality.
What did Madison do other than the first carry of the game? I mean, really,
11 carries, 34 yards.
9 yards the first carry, and he looked great. After that.
Yeah,
I watched Cook go off tonight. I watched Cook go off tonight with the Jets.
I was never sold on Madison anyway as a RB1. Not at all. Someone tried to tell me he's an RB1. I said, no, he's not.
So you got Alexander Madison, 11 for 34 yards, 3.1 yards a carry.
Most of
Chandler. Ty Chandler had 3 carries for 0 yards. If you want to add that in, I don't know. I mean, the running game is atrocious, and Kirk Cousins is a quarterback that needs a running game in order to do his thing. Now, Justin Jefferson's Justin Jefferson, guys. That's the best wide receiver in football. He had his 150 yards. They blew up the stats. Jordan Addison did have 4 catches. So, I mean, if you want to look at Jordan Addison as a gem, I can do that. Pace Jr., I'm not going to consider him a gem. Pace Jr. is not a gem yet. You just lost to a bad Tampa Bay team. Baker Mayfield came and put it on you. Tampa Baker. You got Tampa Bakered. You go
Tampa Bay. You go Tampa Bay to Tampa Baker.
But I ask you, Jason, like when are you going to like turn on Quezzy? I mean, when is enough when you realize that these decisions that he's made are bonehead decisions? I mean, he's doing stuff that I remember Bob Quinn doing and Matt Millen doing, overpaying for guys that are average. You know, I don't mind TJ Hawkinson, $17 million.
Their whole draft class last year is horrible.
Andrew Booth Jr. isn't even starting. I mean, or if he is, he probably won't be for very much longer.
Seeing you and go.
I mean, you thought Brian Flores was just going to coach scheme other players.
Jim Crow.
Oh, okay.
All right. Love the show. Got to go to work. Peace out. Thank you for watching, Timothy. I love that. I like that. You like that. I like Jason MC. He will be a gem. I see all of those names. There we go.
How is he a gem when he gets receptions because they have to double cover JJ? That doesn't make him a gem. Teams are going to adjust to him, and we all know it.
All right. Will says, I jumped into the comment section. I love that you jumped into the comment section. I appreciate that. And everybody, that 25 people that are on, we have 14 likes now from the people that are watching on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can hear the words that are coming out of my mouth. Can you please give me a like? Can you give me a like on the YouTube stream? And it would be awesome. And that would be, yep.
You like that? You like that? You like that?
Every time I see one, I'm gonna let Kirk Cousins let you know. Oh my God, I'm so lame. And it's okay. This is football talk.
If you guys hate me, put a like on it.
Yeah, he's got a hateable face. Just look at him. Just look at him.
Hate me, put like
right down there. You see that hateable guy? If you hate John Dorn, give me a like on the video.
Yeah, Dorn and I have a love-hate relationship.
Same old Lions.
Love hurts.
If we weren't on the Detroit Lions news, I'd cuss at you, John.
So Jason says that we give Quezzy another year, just like Cousins. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm gonna keep coming back to you, Jason. Every week I'm gonna keep coming back to you because you're gonna get because you getting punked. You're gonna get punked on Thursday night by the Philadelphia Eagles.
Cousins is gone.
Didn't Cousins have 3 turnovers yesterday?
He offered to take less money, and they said no. He is gone. You're riding his contract out. Minnesota's in a rebuild. That's obvious.
Yeah, to me.
Oh, Jason said I came on.
The question I asked that for Kirk Cousins to be gone. That leaves the question I asked before, like if they don't have Kirk Cousins, who are they supposed to depend on next as their top guy at QB?
A smart GM would already have a quarterback on their roster and developing them right now. That's a smart team too.
John Dorn looks like Dan Campbell.
I heard that one before.
He does. He does a little bit.
Oh, I love it. This is my boy right here, Scotty Reno, in the comments right here. Mahomes got 50 out of the 90 total rushing yards. Lions stopped the run and got pressures on him all night. That is you know what?
You like that.
And that was the most important thing that I saw out of the whole thing, because I was actually worried about John Dorn's comment from last week where he said Manny Pacquiao or Pacheco would run all over us.
That's what I thought.
He said he's going to run for 100.
That's what I thought.
And they stopped the run.
He looked good. Last year, he looked good last year. I don't know what happened to him in that game.
Well, what happened to him in the game is the Lions have built a team that can stop the run. And that's going to be a consistent theme. And that's a consistent theme of good defenses, is they can stop the run. Made them one-dimensional, and that's how they were able to stay in the game, limit possessions, because they were able to dominate the other line of scrimmage, too, and be able to run the football, running out clock, making long possessions. And that's how you beat Mahomes. You can't beat Mahomes. He's too freaking good to beat him. So keep him on the sideline, then you have a chance to beat him by limiting his possessions.
What was time of possession, Russell, between the Lions and KC?
Let me go see. That's a great question. Team stats. Let's see. The Lions won the time of possession 32 minutes to KC's 27 minutes. So that's huge.
Yep.
That's huge. They had 118 rushing yards to 90 yards for, and if it wasn't for Mahomes being Houdini, I mean, really the Lions really dominated that game on the line of scrimmage, and it was really him making plays after just being Patrick Mahomes. And I'm not expecting any other quarterback to be able to do what he did.
Thank God you got to pick 6, otherwise you would have lost.
Yeah, but look at that third down.
You would have lost. Your offense didn't do shit.
That's not fair, though.
That's
not fair. You only put up 14 points.
Look at that third down reception that Mahomes threw into a paper plate where the receiver was blanketed on 3rd and 13 or whatever it was.
He dropped the ball.
No, he made the catch. That receiver caught it. He was blanketed on both sides by defenders, and the Chiefs receiver caught that ball at 3rd and 12 or something for a first down.
Right. Well, he's talking about the pick 6. He said that, and I'm not going to get.
That's what saved your game. That's what saved your game.
Well, that's what great players do, is they turn the tide of the game. And like I said, he didn't drop that ball. He dropped that ball because he was going to take a hit. He was going to get
off his hands, basically.
But I think that the ball's bouncing off his hand because he's thinking about the lick he's about ready to take.
And Brent had to reach back off balance, one-handed.
One-handed.
And then run 21 miles an hour to the end zone, Dorn.
Yeah, he had a good play. But it wasn't for your defense. Your fucking offense didn't do shit.
The offense played to what the defense gave them. If you noticed at the end of the game when they had 1:40 left, they kneeled on the ball. So even if it was one of those things where they got lucky and they needed to score again, they would have had the ball right there with 1:40 left. So it's like they closed out the champs. It wasn't like a good game at the end. It was, you're done. Here's the rushing touchdown. Stop, kneel down. You're done. Like,
I got a question. So Andy Reid, instead of waiting until going for the 4th and 20 and the 4th and 25, when he had over 4 minutes left, why didn't he just let us score? Just let us score and put the ball back in the magician's hands, Mahomes. He didn't. I think he messed up there. He should have let us score, and he would have got the ball back with 4 minutes left. We'd have been up 8, and they would have had a chance to tie it up.
Well, boil down to it. You guys seen blood in the water, and you guys went in, and you guys took care of business.
You like that.
That's it right there. You hit the nail right on the head there, John Dorn, is when the blood was in the water, they didn't play to not lose. They played to win the game. I'm putting your lights out. You're done.
I mean, you might think I'm trying to cut your team down, but I'm not. You guys actually, no, I'm not.
We won an ugly game, John.
You went in there and did your job. And Just like last year with the Packers, you guys came in there and you guys said, "I think we're gonna fucking go in there and we're gonna win," and you guys did it. I mean, your players played damn good for Campbell. They believe in him. You know, I always give Campbell he's a fraud and all that shit, but that's just me fucking trolling. You know.
I know.
But they have to keep on winning games like this in order for you not to troll. That's the thing. Remember last week when I was like, I ain't giving them the pass, right? I ain't giving the Lions a pass this time. You've already got the pass. Oh, you did really good against Josh Allen, and you were almost a good team today. I'm done with that. You got to win these games. You want to be one of the good teams? I actually believe now that the Lions can win a playoff game now because you won a game like this. Now, I think they could have made the playoffs win or lose, but what are you? Are you a 9-8 playoff team or a 10-7 playoff team, or are you a real team?
That's just like the Packers going into Atlanta. I want to see them blitz us more. I want to see what Love does when he gets blitzed more. I want to see that kind of stuff. I want to see more out of Love yet. You know what I mean?
If they shut down your run, can Love produce your win?
Yeah.
And yours truly.
Go ahead.
And Atlanta, to me, I believe that team's going to be very run heavy when it comes to their offense, especially when it comes to that rookie running back they picked up, Bijan Robinson. I mean, he looked decent with that first game against Carolina. So I'm expecting a lot of run plays out of Atlanta, given how their team is set up offensively. And
yeah, but he's going against a real defensive line, man. He's going against a front seven that is in the top 10 of the league at least. So
young,
yeah, they're good.
And
I got
offensively,
and of course, another
offensively,
thing, of course, and I was about to say another thing you could say about Atlanta. Even their QB is a question mark like ours. Like, you don't really know what they have in Desmond Ridder just yet.
Very, very similar pathways from Desmond Ridder, Jordan Love, because Desmond Ridder, even though he only sat really 1 year, but he still sat behind a pro. Now he's getting his shot, and that's a legitimate run offense. I mean, Tyre Algier was already a good running back. They had a great running attack last year, and they just added Bijan Robinson to that room. Yeah. So this will be a really good test for the Green Bay Packers defense and your guys that are up front. Way better test than those trash Bears. That was like practice squad level type of performance.
A preseason game or something.
Yeah, you guys got an extra preseason game with Jordan. Got to play all 4 quarters. It was great.
The Packers looked rusty as hell in the first half. The second half looked very dominant.
Well, I noticed something about Jordan. He's always seems like he starts off slow and then he builds up and then he plays a lot better.
But then I think the Bear fans called it right about us adjusting, and they didn't in the second half. Like, our adjustment was a matter of getting Aaron Jones more involved in the offense, and that definitely made a big difference.
Thank you jumping on. Thank you for jumping on, Jason MC. He says he loves the show anyway, and that's a good thing. You know, I love that we can come on here and, you know, and give each other a little bit of shit. It's all good. It's all good because here's the real thing. We talked all of our crap during the off season. You know, some of us are going to be wrong, right? That's why this is the home of the bad takes. Now
and
all the bad takes are we have to call them out, right?
We got John Dorn admitting, okay, you're right here. I mean, the minute John Dorn admits, okay, maybe I was wrong on this one, you know, we're doing something right. And we're doing the same for the Packers. The Packers look good, man. They do.
But the thing is I still have to show my ugly face. If the Lions start doing bad, I'm doing an NFC North show. That means I got to come on here and take it every single day. And I'm okay with that because I love talking football. And I mean,
it's not like you're going to win every game. You know, you're going to lose some games. You're not going to win every game. You're not going 17-0, or should say 19-0.
Right. I keep on making a joke that says that I'm going to pick the Lions in every single game this year, and I'm probably going to be wrong 5 or 6 times.
You gotta pick your team every time. Don't matter if your odds are bad or not. You're gonna pick your
Hey,
team.
that tells me a lot when I see these intelligent fans. Like, no, you got to pick the upset. You got to go
just
homer.
Just like week 4, when Packers whoop their ass at home.
You got to go back into Lambeau and do an early Lambeau game. What is up with that? We usually get you guys Lambeau is usually the last game. What's up with that?
I don't know.
Your whole Lambeau coldness isn't going to work this time. We're actually going to get to play a warm game in Lambeau.
What's our coolest game? Chicago in October?
Yeah.
One thing I did like yesterday though, our kicker hit a fucking a good, was it a 58-yarder yesterday?
Really?
He's got the boot. Yeah,
57. Yeah.
57.
He's got the boot.
Yeah,
he had 10 yards to go, Russell. He had 10 yards left on that kick. It was it was a bomb.
I was worried about our kicker, I'll tell you the truth. I really was.
Detroit Daniel says the game did not look too big for Jordan Love yesterday. Give that man his flowers.
He gets
Give that
man.
I mean, that's a real game. When you're putting up like all these little stats right here, this is cute right here. Oh, I got the great stats in preseason. But no, this was a real game against a real NFL defense. Now you're 1-0. Now you're at the top of the division for the time being. And
we ain't looking back.
And he's never giving it back.
Nope.
They're going 17-0.
Not even
16-1, 16-1, because we're gonna sit our players on it, the last one.
That's right. That's right.
And I said on an honest and humble note, we still got more development to undergo this season.
Yeah.
It's a good
start,
but it's a good start for us, but we're still gonna have our growing pains to undergo.
Yeah, Wicks got a flag on him. He moved his hand or something. They flagged him. He just did a rookie mistake, and it's just we're first few games at least half the season. You got to put up with that, rookie mistakes,
Well, good morning, Chicago.
Because the thing is, Green Bay, we are the youngest team in the NFL, and the offense is composed of a variety of rookies.
That's the guy right there. That picture right there. I can't remember his name offhand.
I can't either. That's why I wanted to throw him up. I knew I had it.
He said all this bullshit about the Packers. I mean, he fucking hated us and all this, and we're gonna tear our heads off and all this. And he didn't do nothing. Did he even play the game yesterday?
Yeah, you wouldn't have known by looking at him in the stat line.
Yeah.
But guys, I've been at this for like 2 hours today, and we got another show on tonight, baby. I can't wait. I can't wait to get all of the smack talkers on for NFC North open mic tonight. Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be going head to head, probably a lot like what you heard a little bit this morning, but maybe a little bit more foul mouth, maybe a little bit more immaturity. But anyway, we're going to have some rowdy Packer fans and some rowdy Lions fans. And if the other two teams want to come out of witness protection and come onto the show, we invite you to come onto the show and get thrashed by Main Event Mike at the NFC North Open Mic. And we appreciate everybody following and liking and subscribing to all of the media right here. That if you're still a Bear fan, there you go. You can follow Mike the Bear Fan. He is our resident Bear fan here at the Main Event 365. Our page is the Detroit Lions Villain Squad. We love spoiling dreams and poo-pooing on Super Bowl celebrations. You ain't gonna do that. We're gonna ruin that stuff. We become the villain. Signed the villain. Go follow that page. Bill the Packer Fan. Feeling good. All you need is love. And all you need to do is give him a follow if you like that Packer head type of stuff. And from Russell Wayne right here, this is NFC North Talk with your host, Russell Wayne, each and every morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, from Chad, from A-Dub, from John Dorn. We appreciate y'all following us. Yeah. And I do wanted to acknowledge this before, right there. We're never going to forget. The only reason that we get to talk a bunch of shit on here is because of sacrifices that people made.
Land of the free.
The land of the
bless
free.
America.
God bless America. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And we'll see you guys tonight. We'll see you guys tonight. One Pride.
Go Pack, go.
See you tonight, John Doran.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching the broadcast today. I threw the YouTube link into the comments. Please head over to that channel, subscribe. Help us keep this content going. NFC North. NFC North Talk with Russell Wayne. Packer domination. Fields just ain't good, is he? What can do about that? Been a long while, hasn't it? Ain't gonna be whooping this team. It's Packers. In a minute. Look at that. Foosballs for the devil.
You like that?
The hype train's out of control. Vikings are in trouble. How are you going to lose to Tampa? Baker Mayfield. Tampa Baker Mayfield. You're 0-1, Vikings. 0-1. Your team's trash. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think I see somebody coming down the tunnel.
It's not fair. They were so happy. It's not gonna be okay.
What's going on, Russell Wayne and the Main Event 365 Network? This is Jason Kabinda from the Detroit Lions. Here to give y'all a shout out, man. We appreciate all the support, man. Know you guys are big fans. Know that you guys are rooting for us to take the North this year, and we're going to do just that, man. Appreciate you guys so much. Just want to give y'all a shout out. Y'all have a great day.